Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Blue Bio Value Acceleration Ask Us Anything session. I'm Anna. I'm a project manager at the Azul Foundation, representing Blue Bio Value Program, and I'll have the pleasure to shortly introduce this session together with Filipa, responsible for the program on behalf of Gulbenkian Foundation. It's a pleasure to be here today with some of our partners, presenting and introducing you to the fourth edition of the Acceleration Program. For us as a foundation, we believe that your success will also represent the success in protecting our ocean. The world needs a new economic model that is capable of decoupling economic growth from natural resource depletion, while ensuring the viability of innovative solutions that are carbon neutral and less harmful to the environment. The blue bioeconomy is responsible and responding to this challenge. It promotes ocean conservation whilst generating wealth and jobs through sustainable solutions based on the use of marine bioresources. Together with Gulbenkian Foundation, we have created the Blue Bio Value Program, as we believe that scaling up new sustainable and innovative ideas is vital, and thus have launched this program, this startup accelerator altogether. The goal of today is to provide you with some potential important information for you as potential applicants. So the opportunity to learn more about the Blue Bio Value Acceleration and answer all the questions that you may have regarding the program. As such, we'll have a very shortly hear from the two main BBV promoters, so us together as foundations. And we'll also learn from our partners, so from Raquel, who will also be joining today from Blue Bio Alliance as the chief scientist of the program, and Rita from ACE, the program manager. They will be explaining you the program in more detail and of course answering all of your questions. So please do not hesitate in sharing all of your questions directly in our chat. We'll also have together here joining us two of our alumni from previous editions, so sharing their experience as startups and as their teams participating in the program. To us today, success means having all of your questions answered and bringing you as much clarity on what the program may offer you and as much as possible. So please do engage as much as possible today through our chat. But before we start, I would like to pass the e-floor to Filipa from Gulbenkian Foundation. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Anna, for the wonderful introduction. Thank you also to all our participants, our two alumni, and to our partners. As Anna said, I'm Filipa Saldanha, the Deputy Director of the Gulbenkian Sustainable Development Program and responsible for the Blue Bio Value from the Gulbenkian side. In the Gulbenkian Foundation, we aim to promote the transition to a sustainable economic growth model by three main intervention strategies. The first is to tackle the climate crisis through high impact mitigation and adaptation solutions. Second, we aim to value and protect the ocean. And finally, we support sustainable production and consumption practices. And actually, in fact, the Blue Bio Value is one of our flagship projects, as we strongly believe the blue bioeconomy, together with technology, can help us tackle some of the most important global challenges and trends, such as, for example, growing demand for food, climate change, loss of biodiversity, aging population, among many others. And at the same time, it enables us to create jobs and economic value to multiple industries. So in a nutshell, we believe this program reflects the common vision of the Oceano Foundation and the Gulbenkian Foundation regarding sustainable development. Since we are both committed to accelerate the transition to a sustainable economy, most specifically one that creates jobs and promote growth in a smart, environmental friendly and inclusive way. So I hope you enjoy the webinar. Thank you very much again. And let me now pass the floor to Raquel and Rita. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Filipa and Anna. It's really good to be here as well. So we're now going to delve a bit deeper into the Blue Bio Value program, okay, and what it has to offer. Raquel and I have prepared some topics to explore here today with you based on the most frequently asked questions that founders have posed us as we have been in contact with them. However, please feel free to interact as much as possible today here by posting all your questions on the chat, because our goal is to make sure that you leave the session as clarified as possible, okay? So first things first, I'm Rita, the head of acceleration at Maze, and Raquel is the executive advisor at the Blue Bio Alliance. And our two companies, as Anna and Filipa were explaining, are going to be implementing and managing the BBV program in practical terms. So we're going to be working alongside the startups, okay? We will go into more details on each of the companies a bit later, so that you understand also our backgrounds, our areas of expertise, what we can actually add in working with you, okay? But I want to start by talking about the Blue Bio value, okay? So what it is. The Blue Bio value was created by the two foundations and is dedicated to supporting the creation and growth of ocean-based and sustainable solutions. There are two programs, an ideation program and an acceleration program. So today, the purpose is for us to talk about the acceleration, okay, the acceleration program. But I just want to very briefly touch on the ideation so that everyone understands the difference, okay? And you can also understand where you would fit based on your profile, okay? So the ideation, as the name suggests, is focused on supporting people with ideas or people without ideas, but very much enthusiasts and wanting to learn about this topic, okay? So the applications have the same deadline on the 26th of July, so the same deadline as the accelerator, so both programs. So if you feel that you fall into this category, you want to learn more about the Blue Bio world, or you want to start your project, feel free to apply, okay? And on the 30th of June, we're gonna have an Ask Us Anything session about the ideation program. So feel free to join us there because it will obviously go a bit deeper on what the program has to offer. And the team will now post, make a post here with the Eventbrite link for the Ideation Ask Us Anything session so you can enroll, okay? Still, feel free to stay here with us, even if you already understood that you belong there, because this may still be quite insightful to you, okay? So now I want to tell you about Maze, so it's very clear who I am and what Maze is in this program. Maze is a European impact investing company working with startups, changing the world for the better with innovative business models. We manage an impact investing fund of 46 million euros in which we invest in the most promising impact startups throughout Europe. And we also naturally have an acceleration arm. Right now we are obviously working with the Blue Bio Value Acceleration Program, but we also on the side work with MazeX. And MazeX is a European impact accelerator program, so not suiting any area in particular, like the BBV. And so far we have worked with over 100 companies, in the past years. So we have an extent expertise in supporting founders and have also built a very strong network of relevant ecosystem partners that we will be leveraging and bringing into the BBV program to work with you. However, it is the first time that we are focusing on the Blue Bio sector, and we are very thrilled about this opportunity and also very much thrilled about learning more with the two foundations and the Blue Bio Alliance about this topic, who will be joining us on this. So Raquel, maybe now you can tell us about the Blue Bio Alliance, what it is and what your role will be on the program.
Thank you, Rita, and hello to everyone. So Blue Bio Alliance is a business association whose main role is to connect and give support to stakeholders that use or are interested in Blue Bio resources at a national and international level. So our mission is to promote and develop the sector and ultimately to raise value creation in Portugal. Our association has over 100 associates, including all subsectors of the value chain, ranging from raw material producers like aquaculture companies or harvesters of these blue bioresources, R&D units, biotech SMEs, product developers, and also companies that give support through the value chain. And in the Blue Bio value, as Chief Scientist Partner, Blue Bio Alliance has the role of bringing all the knowledge about the blue bioeconomy sector to the program. So we have quite a big role in using this knowledge to evaluate the applicants, so find the ones that are more innovative and that have the right fit for the program. And of course, at the end, also evaluating the ones that had the biggest progress and the ones that should win the award. Because we have a wide national and international network. Also, one of our main roles is to bring mentors to the program. So we bring mentors that are relevant for you. Of course, we have this pool of mentors, but after meeting you, we go also contact other mentors that might be good for you in your specific case. And then we also bring investors that are really interested in investing in this area. Then we have a big part in organizing the field trips. That is an exciting opportunity for you to come here to Portugal in the final 2 weeks and just connect with Portuguese bio-based startups. So we go and meet, for example, last year or 2 years ago, because last year it was online, but 2 years ago, we went to Alga Plus, for example, a startup, a company that produces seaweed, and we met the CEO and we asked some questions. We go also to some R&D institutions, like for example, CIMAR and SESAM. So you will have the opportunity to not only meet Portuguese bio-based startups, but also R&D institutions that might be good for you for future partnerships. So we have also this role. And then the role of after the program to give you some support in using the award in the Blue Demo Network that I will explain a little bit more after.
Cool. And Raquel, so we are in the frequently asked questions, right? And a very common one is, what are the eligibility criteria for the startups that we're looking for? Can you tell us a bit more on it? Because sometimes there's some confusion with, blue economy as a whole, and we are looking for a very specific target.
Yeah. So we are looking for entrepreneurs that are able to demonstrate commercially viable projects along the value chain of the blue bioresources. So here, the blue bioresources are any living organism that comes out of the ocean and the estuary. Here can be fish, algae, micro and macroalgae, mollusks, bacteria, fungi, sponges, cyanobacteria. It can be everything that is living, okay? So we are looking for startup that's use these blue bioresources and transform it into products, into a product that might be in the cosmetics field, pharma field, remediation, food, feed. So it can be a lot of applications. And we have preference for this type of startups that are blue bio-based. But then if you are also a startup that has a technology, a solution that is having a good impact in the ocean and a good impact in these blue bioresources, even though it's not blue bio-based, even though your product is not bio-based, but if your product or solution is contributing for a positive biodiverse ocean, you might also have a fit in this program. But we are not looking for something like wind energy or solar energy or ports, because our program is not for that. Our program is a blue bioeconomy program, so everything that is related to aquaculture, blue biotechnology, fisheries at some point. So, of course, we are also looking for people that already have something to demonstrate, a pilot. Here we usually talk about technology readiness levels. So we are looking for a TRL, technology readiness level, of up to 5 to 10, 5 to 10. So 5 and 7 is the ones that do not yet are in the market and have some technology proven. And of course, if you already have your product in the market, you can also apply. And then your team must be mission driven, with a clear motivation to be in the program, and preferably one of the co-founders working full time. This is what we are looking for.
Amazing. So let me just say it again. Please post your questions here so that we make sure everything is clear. But so let me now explain what the program has to offer in terms of methodology of work. So how we're going to work with all these companies, these 18 companies that are going to be selected in a cohort, and ensure that you tackle the main challenges that you're facing, right? So this program is going to be based on a lot of individualized support, because we believe that each company, even though we try to have some eligibility criteria, try to align the companies in a cohort in more or less the same stages, they all face different challenges, right? And we want to make sure that we tackle those that are relevant to you. So the way we work is we're going to start by making an individual diagnostic with each of the participant companies to understand what are these challenges that you face and to develop a plan that is suitable to you. And then we will split the 7 weeks in sprints. Okay, so a sprint is composed of 2 weeks. So we're going to have 2 weeks plus 2 weeks plus 2 weeks and 1 week at the end. So this is the total 7, right? The week at the end is the field trip that Raquel was mentioning, which is going to be here in Lisbon. But in these 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks of sprints, the idea is that with you, we select a main area of work that is relevant to you so that we can sprint it. And in these sprints, you're going to receive hands-on support from the team that we're going to bring on board on the BBV. So a team composed of very different backgrounds, be it on fundraising, on product development, on go-to-market strategy, on marketing and communications, on talent and recruitment, legal issues. So again, these are some of the topics that these sprints will be, right? In which we're going to work on these sprints. And therefore, obviously, we're going to have experts here to work with you and a wide network of mentors that are going to support you as well along the journey. So the rationale behind these sprints is, with a cohort of 18 companies, once again, we're going to have very different areas of needs, but we know that there's going to be some common areas. And we also know that the founders that participate in these programs have so much to learn from each other. So we're going to group, even though we're going to receive individualized support, we are also going to have groups in each sprint working on particular areas. So let's say that we're going to have 4 companies that really need to tackle and prepare their fundraising strategy. So they will be having some joint sessions working together in complement of individual sessions, okay? So this is the rationale. And if we feel that maybe for your company, you've had a sprint on fundraising, so 2 weeks working on fundraising, but now you need to continue on fundraising because it was not enough and it's still your main priority in the next 2 weeks, so fine, in the second sprint, you still work on fundraising and that's totally fine, okay? So this is how we're going to work. And as it is very important, we're gonna have several networking moments and in which we're going to bring several experts in the Blue Bio area, in the other areas that I was mentioning, we're going to bring investors, we're going to bring corporates that may become your future clients. So again, we're going to try to bring stakeholders that can be of extreme relevance to the growth of your companies. And then finally, we feel that it's quite important to also mention that the CEOs of each of the companies will receive leadership coaching sessions, so individual leadership coaching sessions. And that's because we know how hard it is to be a founder of a company, how hard it is to, try to create an innovative company, try to grow it, grow a team. It's challenging, and your well-being is our main priority. And we always bring leadership coaching sessions to the table so that we can really support you in tackling your big, role and ensuring that you become a better leader, but also that you are supported in your all areas of life in a way. Okay, so we always feel that this is something quite important to add, and we're gonna have it. So if you need more details specifically on the hands-on support, please write down your questions, okay? Because now we are going to move on to other topics, but let us know. Otherwise, we have 2 scouts. We have Julia and we have Jonas, who are reaching out to a lot of companies. They're going to post their Calendly, so their calendar link directly in the chat as well. So you can directly schedule a call with them and delve a bit deeper on all of these questions, okay? If you want to really understand, is my company fitting or not, have a call, 15-minute call, 20-minute call. It's the best way to to make sure that it's relevant. Okay, but okay, moving on. Raquel, so can you now elaborate on the Blue Bio Alliance 1-year free membership that all the participants are going to get?
Sure. So that's the thing. Usually people think that only the people that will win the award will receive this free membership, but no. If you are accepted to the program and you are a participant of the program, you will have a 1-year free membership of Blue Bio Alliance. And what does that mean? It means that for 1 year, you will receive access to our services, and the type of services that we have is, for example, keep you posted on relevant events of the sector all over the world, because we know that you are looking for international events, or even if you're interested in Portuguese events, we will let you know. Then some funding opportunities that might arise, for example, public grants or investors that are precisely looking to blue biotech startups, and we will let you know, and we will be happy to introduce you to the investors. Then you can also participate with us. For example, sometimes we get these offers of bringing some startups for venture events. Like, for example, last year we brought the Blue Bio Value startups to the Tech Tour Ocean in Norway. So from time to time, we have these opportunities that are given to us because we are a business association in this sector that are great for these startups. So if you are one of our associates during that year, because you will, if you are accepted to the program, you can be one of these startups that go with us for these events. And then, of course, we are always, because then you are an associate of Blue Bio Alliance, we are always available to help you. So if you are in need to know, for example, a research that is specializing something like, for example, extraction of some components in a specific algae, for example, you let us know and we will get the contact for you. Or if you are applying for a consortium and for a public grant, and you need someone that knows a lot about fish skin, or, we are the ones that you will ask for advice on potential partners to partner with you. So for 1 year, it's free. And then after this year, the fee membership is €50 for the startups, because we have quite a small fee, because we want to help the startups to continue to take advantage of our help. So this is what it means to have one free year membership of Blue Bio Alliance.
Definitely very valuable. And then we have the alumni here with us, João and Luis, who will definitely talk about it. So we have one question in the chat, which is about the criteria. And the question is specifically on how much capital a company is expected to have raised when they apply. And here, it's quite broad. So you don't have to have raised any capital yet, okay? And in terms of how much you have raised, probably up to 500K, let's say. It's obviously very hard to say, the limits. The minimum is 0. The maximum, it depends. But for you to value this program, we would say that your team would probably have a maximum of 5 to 6 people, let's say up to 10, no more than that. It's going to be focused on your go-to-market entrance, so with smaller teams, but it can also be for larger teams. Again, depends so much on the type of company. But if you feel that you need this kind of hands-on support on growing, testing, planning a strategy, then apply. It's easier to think like this. More mature companies may not need this support. So if you feel these needs, then apply, even if you have raised 3 million, because this is such a technical area that maybe you need 3 million to do your prototype, let's say, or ideally your first prototype would be cheaper than that, but let's say.
Yeah, and if I may add, Rita, so the selection process, we look for the innovation and the business model, if it's sustainable, if it has a big impact, if it has a high potential for growth and scale up for a global market. So we will be looking more into that in the selection process than looking how much capital did you raise. So just for you to know.
And also on how much value we can add to you, because the program has to be relevant. So we, in the application form, make sure that you show why you are applying, why you need to be part of this program, okay? More than the stage that you are. It's quite important for us to understand your reality, but explain that, your needs. Cool. And so now in terms of the work, how the work approach will be, how we're gonna work in terms of work dynamics, how intense it will be. So I was explaining before the sprint, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 1 week at the end. But there's also another way of thinking about this, which is 5 weeks remote. The 5 first weeks will be completely remote. And the last 2 weeks will be in Lisbon. I mean, in Portugal. You will most likely fly to Lisbon, but then you will also get the chance to go to other places in Portugal. Obviously that we are living this world reality. We cannot say with 100% sure anything nowadays. So if COVID allows us, you will fly to Lisbon. If not, we will find a plan B. We are working on that, but we'll communicate it closer to that. Let's put our energies aligned to the possibility of you coming to Lisbon. And obviously this travel, so traveling expenses and accommodation expenses will be paid for by the program. So if you go into the website on the frequently asked questions, you have a lot of these points covered and you have the different amounts. So for Portuguese companies, the amount is €1,000. For EU companies, so European companies, is 1,800. For non-European companies, is €3,000. Okay, so for you to check these amounts, obviously we have to have into account the cost of the flights. And in terms of work dynamics, expect it to be intense, because for us to be able to support you in 7 weeks, we need to be quite intense. But we know that you have a project, you have a team, you have a company already set up for in some cases. So you will need time to manage your business, to do your work of managing your team. So it's not going to be full time as a, let's say, almost a school format. It's going to be very flexible. Ahead of the start of the program, you will get your schedule so that you can plan your weeks, your 7 weeks accordingly, and you can commit to other opportunities that you have. It's going to be flexible. And of course, we will strive very hard, we always do, to make sure that every single moment that we provide you is relevant to you. And it's very important for us that you take as much advantage as possible and be part of as many moments as possible. But we know that not always you'll be able to be in every single moment. And it's just a matter of managing expectations, communication being flowing. We are flexible and we're very reasonable. Okay, so I think here the message is we want to be seen as a support to you, right arm, your external brain in a way, because we bring this external perspective to you, but we don't want to be seen as a burden. Okay, so you know, good, how do you say, good judgment is a good bar to help us walk throughout the program. So now in terms of, we talked about the 7 weeks, but there's also the after program. Do not expect us to say bye-bye as soon as we end the 7th week, okay? We know that a lot of the work that we're gonna be doing and that will start with you over those 7 weeks will need a bit more time to conclude. And so we're going to have 3 months of ongoing support provided by the team to you to help you conclude all of those areas of work. It's not going to be formalized or structured in any manner. It's going to be much more individual based, and we can adapt. Let's say that the startups understand, 5-6 startups understand that they need an extra based brainstorming session about the topic or something. We can make it happen, obviously, but it's much more on an individual basis, and it's up to you to ask us for help. Okay, it's not going to be structured as a program. So this is one of the things, the 3 months of ongoing support on this end. And then we have the award. So what happens when the winners get the award and the access to the Blue Demo Network, right, Raquel? Can you give us more details on that? And sorry, which you've talked about, the 1-year membership in the Blue Bio Alliance network, obviously.
Yes, and also maybe taking the moment to reply to Fresh Gustafsson that asked about the equity part. The program doesn't have equity, doesn't take equity. What the program does is that awards the startups that had the most evolution and that has most potential to grow. And this award is given in a voucher format to be used in the Blue Demo network. This award is up to 45K, and we can have up to 3 winners. So 1, 2, or 3 winners. If we have 3 winners, it will be 15K per winner. And the way we do it is the winner receives this voucher award, and from that moment on, they will be in contact with us, Blue Bio Alliance, and we will help them identify where they want to use the award. Because it might be for testing their product, it might be for legal advice, it might be for consulting services, or some studies related to the product that they need to have, technical support. So what we do here is that this voucher has to be used in this network of ours, the network of Blue Bio Alliance that is called Blue Demo Network. And we will say, okay, this entity from the Blue Demo Network can help you solve this. So you can use your voucher award in that service. And you don't need to worry about the bureaucracy, because Blue Bio Alliance will be the ones that will take care of that. We will be the ones making the payments. We will be the ones taking care of everything, and also following up. So if there is some mistake, if there is something that doesn't go as well as planned, we will be the ones helping you out with that process. So this is also a way of showing the winners that our network has a lot of good infrastructure and good technicians here in Portugal that can help you out to test the product and scale up your business. So yeah, this is how it works, the award. And of course, for the ones that don't win the award after the program, they will still be in contact with us, Blue Bio Alliance, free of charge during 1 year, as I mentioned before.
Nice. So now, finally, just very quick points. A question that always comes up: does it have, so participating has any costs for my company? No, it's completely free. There's no equity taken. It's free of charge. We actually provide you a stipend for the trip to Lisbon. This is a program promoted by the 2 foundations, very much aligned with their mission. So it's the foundation's mission to promote this area, and therefore it's free. How many team members can be involved? A minimum of 2 and a maximum of 4, let's say. Again, we're flexible, but too many people representing a company may not be very efficient for us to work in this kind of format. And only a maximum of 2 people for the trip in Portugal. And then to wrap up on key dates, deadline for applications, the 26th of July, okay? Then we're gonna have the selection process throughout August and September. The decision will be done on the 15th of September. And the program will start on October 11th and end on October 26th. And then the ongoing support 3 months after. And I guess this is it. In terms of the selection process, we're going to have, obviously, read your applications, do a first filter there, 2 interview phases, and 1 final pitch selection. So we're going to invite you for a pitch and then make the final decision, okay? So we're going to move into our alumni that are here with us to provide their testimonial. More questions that you may have, again, please post it on the chat. Feel free to reach out directly to our scouts and have a call so that you can really have even more questions about your company in specific answered, okay? Raquel.
Thank you, Rita.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Rita. Now we have the pleasure to welcome Luís and João. Luís Lombana was a participant of the 2nd edition of the Accelerator of Blue Bio Value and one of the winners. And João Rito was also a participant and one of the winners of the 1st edition of Blue Bio Value Accelerator. And we go for the 4th one. So next edition will be the 4th edition of the Accelerator. So welcome, João and Luís. First of all, for the people at home to know you a little bit better, can you please quickly introduce yourselves and explain briefly what your companies do so everyone knows you better?
We shall start.
Yes. João first and then
Can I start? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here and be able to share a little bit of my experience with the program. So I'm one of the founders of SEAentia. SEAentia is a new aquaculture startup in Portugal that aims to produce high quality seafood, especially fish, in one of the most sustainable ways of doing it, which is using recirculating aquaculture system technology. So we basically combine the latest scientific developments with the high-tech technology and fuse both to be able to be as much sustainable and as much environmentally free by producing this fish. And we're going to be the first company in the world. We are actually starting already that, producing meager called corvina in Portugal. This fish species in this kind of recirculation aquaculture systems technology. Basically, it allows us to grow faster, better, higher quality without polluting the environment, without contaminating the fish itself, without contaminating the water. So, and without using any antibiotics or other chemicals or anything like that. So we totally promote biosecurity, sustainability, quality, by basically focusing our attention in the fish welfare. By doing that, we can assure all the rest and also fully trust on the technology. Summing up, this is it.
Thank you, João. Luis?
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Raquel, and thank you the rest of the organization for inviting me to share my experiences. My name is Luis Lombana. I am the founder and CEO of FICOSTERRA. FICOSTERRA is it's a company we are based in Spain. Now recently also been, sorry. Basically what we do is we provide or we manufacture seaweed-based fertilizers and biostimulant. Agriculture, it's a very much harsh environment to the marine environment, as you may all know, due to the acidic effects and the dead zones, etc. And what we do is we supply farmers, which are basically our end customers, we supply farmers with seaweed-based fertilizers, seaweed-based biostimulant that replace the conventional fertilizers, increasing and optimizing the crop production and therefore reducing the mineral and nitrogen and phosphorus-based contaminants to the ocean. And yeah, we are working basically in Europe and now starting to work also in North America.
Thank you, Luis. So as you can see, João from SEAentia is an example of an aquaculture company that was selected for the program because it uses a technology that make it more efficient and sustainable production of fish for food purposes. And Luis, the part of biotechnology, transforming the algae into a biostimulant that reduces waste. So this is just what we are looking for. And João, tell us a little bit more, because you were one of the participants. What was the impact of Blue BioValue for your startup?
Well, that's super interesting because, well, by that time in 2018, when we applied, we were really recent. We were less than 1 year old, and we were basically starting. We didn't have anything yet, anything constructive. We just have a lot of studies done, prepared. All the theoretical side of the company was well studied. But we were, well, our background is research. We are biologists, so we basically didn't know nothing about business. And when you want to start a company, well, that's a huge part of it. You really have to understand a lot of it. In the beginning, I didn't think that the program was super fit for us, for our company. Then we had some interviews with the managers of the program. And well, my partner also convinced me that we could take the risk and applying. Actually, we are not going to lose anything. We had the free time, to do it. And if we are selected, we will basically learn and take the most out of it. And that's exactly what we did. We were selected. And as soon as we were selected, obviously, immediately we started to get a lot of excitement and a lot of motivation to do it better and better and better. We learned a lot regarding business, a lot of things a lot of basic things that most of the people think are basic, but to us it wasn't, and super useful. But then we have a lot of other things, which is exposition, because the program is also associated to a lot of media, even in the social networks, with their own pages. We had access to potential investors. By that time, I didn't even know how to reach an investor, and then I got to learn about how to do it, and we were actually connected to a lot of investors. Most important of everything to me was networking, not only with the promoters of the program, but also with all the other startups that were also doing the program with us. We still have this connection. We still have the contacts of everyone. We do collaborate a lot to try to make a project together, and this is very, very important. Sometimes you don't think that it's so important, but in the future it will come back to you. Also learning with the others. We were learning how the other startups are doing it, and we were basically trying to learn with their mistakes and with their good examples. And well, when you are in the middle of all this environment, you really get in the mood of doing better and super motivated to make it better and better. And obviously, training yourself to how to manage a company. That this is super fun and super important. And well, after that, obviously, we were one of the, sorry if I'm taking too long, but then we were one of the winners, and we got the prize. It was also very useful for us, and the exposition. So we were basically thrown to the business world, and it was super interesting and super useful for us.
Thank you, João, for the feedback.
You're welcome.
Luis, as you are based in Spain, how did you feel the program supported your company in an international way?
Well, in our case, when we joined the program 2 years ago, we were already a little bit more developed. We were already in TRL 8, 9 in some of the projects, in some of the products. So we were already selling, we were gaining traction. But compared to other acceleration programs that we have participated, we really saw quite an interesting value in this program, which is basically what João was saying. It's the networking. Compared to other, let's say, transversal or generical programs in which, well, you can find yourself in front of a guy doing artificial intelligence for power or doing mobility optimization, which is absolutely great. But I really saw in our case that the great benefit is that we were all speaking the same language. We were all speaking and concerned about the ocean resources, and this really gives you a very much differentiation. I mean, when you are talking with a guy in front of you which is doing fishery, well, at the end of the day, he's going to be concerned about the seaweeds, and the seaweed is something that you get. And then you are talking about another guy which is doing some cosmetic, also taken from the seaweed. So this networking joined on the ocean resources for us, it was much more important than just networking in business in general. So this was pretty much Raquel, our baseline on this. A lot of international people, all of them sharing the same ideas, and for us definitely connections in the future have been and still are, and hopefully they will remain to be very, very important. Yeah.
Thank you, Luis. And I must say that we also try to have some network between editions, right? Because João and Luis are also mentors of the next edition, so they can also give some tips to the participants during the program and network. And actually, we already have some startups that start partnering from different editions, which is quite beautiful to see. So Luis, can you tell a little bit more about how did you use the 1-year free membership of Blue Bio Alliance, so the participants know the benefits of it?
Well, in our case, we were the winners, so we not only use the membership, but also we use the award. In our case, we use the award to subcontract some consulting services for European projects. And regarding the free membership, well, we have received a number of inputs from the BBV and one of them, I have to say, that was actually remarkable to us because, well, one day I received a mail from Raquel saying, well, Luis, there is this Ocean Innovation Challenge, which is being asked, the call is being asked by United Nations Development Program, and I think it can fit into your interest. So, I mean, we would have never knew about it. I mean, because we are on our day-to-day business and it's complicated enough not to follow all the things which are out there. So we look at the application process. It indeed fitted in what we do. And well, after a year time, we were selected among more than 600 companies as the winners with other 8 projects actually. And that was this has been recently, and this has been a very, very much remarkable. It's been a milestone to our company. So in our case, it just for the sake of this project, it has been absolutely valuable, absolutely valuable.
I'm happy to know that, because I send a lot of information that I feel it's very helpful for the associates, but sometimes I target. So I see one, oh, I think this is, I send it to everyone, and then I just reply saying, Luis, take a look of this.
We really owe you one on that, Raquel. Absolutely.
That's very nice. That's very nice. Luis already told us a little bit on how he used the voucher. Maybe João, can you tell us also how do you use the voucher award to Blue Diamond Network?
Yes, sure, obviously. So in the beginning, well, we didn't even know that we were going to get any prize, which was a very good surprise. And then, well, people might think, oh, but it's just a voucher, not really money. I cannot use it in anything in everything I want. You might think that, but then you look at the demo networks, the Blue Demo Network available in the Blue Bio Alliance, and then you see that there's plenty much a lot of things where you can use it, where you can use that money. And well, firstly, like I told you, we were super recent. We didn't have, well, we had a very basic website, but we wanted to develop a better one. So we hired a company specialized in developing websites, but not only websites, basically how to communicate what we are doing. Some people inside our business that we are with our expertise, and how to communicate what we do correctly through our website. So they built our website. That was a good application of that prize. And then another thing that we were obviously underestimating, which was having legal services. So there was a company, there is a company, at least one, inside the Blue Demo Network that we hired through that voucher to give us some consultancy to create contracts, to check to submit new things to the authorities. So all those legal documents that are simply impossible for someone like me or my partners to write correctly, and you have to hire these, and it's not cheap. Then suddenly there was a company over there. Actually, the